think one of the things you just said now is I feel that actors are not paid well. That's not where it's at. You know, when in 2014, Generation 16 went on strike and we got fired en masse. Before they fired us, before we actually downed our tools, they kept saying, "We'll give you more money. We'll give you more money." And we said, no, that's not what we want. Respect is really hard to come by in this industry. When you say, pay me 10 rand, but show me respect. Oh, they'd rather pay you 1,000 rand.
Oh my goodness me.
They would rather pay you 1,000, 100,000, but to actually show you respect and treat you like a human being, that's really hard. So little things. The industry is unregulated, and that's where it's at.
Let's walk the talk.
702.
She needs no introduction at all on stage, on our screens, and even on the picket line. She is raising views to support actresses, actors, and people in the industry. Her presence on stage and on our screens is second to none. She adds sincerity to every character she plays. She elevates the level of performances that we have in our country. And just to be honest, she is truly among the best that we have ever produced in the country. And it's my pleasure to welcome you, Sis Nambitha. Great having you with us. Welcome to 702.
I have no words.
You must. We've got about 51 minutes to go. You better have some words. Are you good?
Well, I used to call this place my home, and I walked in here and I walked to the reception and I'm trying to introduce myself. And then I look up to look at the person who's going to sign me in. I see my face on the wall. I'm like, oh,
that's me.
So I burst out laughing.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, holy smokes! I was about to introduce myself. She goes, now we know.
Yeah. Already.
Now we know. My face, listener, my face is on the wall on the screen. Humongous. That was so flattering. Humbling as well. Thank you so much for that.
It is the very least we could do for your contribution to our society. It's the very least we could do. I'm glad that you're here, and of course we'll touch on this, that, and the other. But are you not used to that red carpet welcome? And I'm saying this on the backdrop of South Africans generally not taking note of the contribution of the arts, and perhaps the arts not occupying a place that they deserve in our society as prominently. And I'll say that again, and I'll give you a chance to respond to that, because whenever a politician walks into a funeral service, walks into a restaurant, all of us, we now give attention to them.
Yes.
But I'm wondering, is that the same in the arts?
Is that the red carpet treatment?
The red carpet treatment.
I'm about to take off my jacket right now because this is a lot.
Yeah.
That red carpet treatment is a double-edged sword. And I don't want you, listener, to think that I am ungrateful for the attention or ungrateful for the lauding, the applause and all of that. It comes with the job.
Yeah.
And when people appreciate your work, then people want to let you know that they appreciate you and that they appreciate your presence in whatever space that they occupy. So there is that. And I've had to learn, actually, my dad taught me to just calm myself down. And I'll tell you why. I am not a very outgoing person. I'm not an extrovert. And but my job is very public, and I always try to tell people I go to work just like you. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you. I grew up in a farm, and all I listened to in the morning were birds, and then milking the cow and herding the cows and getting my eggs from the chicken coop. So I am that person every day that I walk onto set. Every day that I'm walking on the red carpet, I'm still that person. That stillness is prime to me. So when I walk into a space and there's this loudness of, oh my gosh, she's here. Oh, hello. I have to, take a breath.
Yeah.
And if I had not prepared myself for it, it can be overwhelming. Now, this is where I was saying my dad comes in. He taught me that for me, it is a moment of maybe even inconvenience at best. But for the person that is meeting me, not me meeting them, but that is meeting me, it is an event. And so I need to get myself towards myself, so to speak, and deal with the fact that this person is having an event in their life, and I need to acknowledge it and honor it.
I have to, before we even continue, let our listeners know that we are also live on YouTube and also on my TikTok. But feel free to just check out our discussion. Radio, of course, has changed over the years.
You don't tell a diva to put on some makeup because you're going to DVD me just now.
So I thought, let me bring it to your attention. If you want to join us on YouTube Live, 702 YouTube Live, you are most welcome to do so. And see Sis Nambitha, and then we can continue the discussion. I'll also try to put on camera on TikTok. Okay, but Sis Nambitha, is there a role that you still want to play that you haven't played? I'll come back to the other stuff that you've done, but I'm just wondering, because we are perpetually on a journey to upgrade ourselves, to get to a higher level and to become better. Is there any single role that you feel that this, God willing, no matter what, I must play this role?
I don't think there is any actor who can answer that. The most honest answer I can tell you is, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's it. So, Market Theatre calls me one day, and Uzodwa, she's gone now, she's Usandulele. Usizodwa calls me and she says, come and do a little workshop, for the week. I'll pay you. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll come. And I was in the middle of a meeting. And I was, yeah, no problem, I'll come. She goes, I'll pay you. I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'll
be there.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Go into the workshop. Turns out that, there's a writer who needs actors to just, bring the pages to life before they decide if they're going to mount it. And so I had no expectations of any kind. Then the following year, December, she says, oh, by the way, do you want to come and play this role? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, on stage? She goes, yeah. Now, I'd been saying to her that, I want to go back to stage. I want to just touch the stage just a little bit. It kind of revives you as an actor.
Yes.
So here I am on stage playing the role of Winnie Madikizela Mandela at the Market Theatre.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this and I'm like, when I saw people showing me videos of me playing Winnie Mandela on stage.
Yes.
Then I said, this is a good role. Not during rehearsals, not during the workshop, not when I'm on stage, but seeing me through other people's eyes. I'm like, yeah. So until I played her, I didn't know that I would have wanted that. So as an actor, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So there may be things that will come to you or come at you.
Yeah.
And once you're in it, then you go, oh, I needed that. It's like a good cup of coffee.
Yeah. And you only realize when you take a sip.
When you take a sip and you go, oh yeah.
I really needed that.
I needed that.
Where's home?
Mthatha.
Okay.
Mthatha Nambithana. Efama.
Oh, really? So, typical rural girl.
Farm girl. There's a difference between the
rural
girl
and farm
the
girl.
Farm girl.
But you farm specifically.
Yeah, none is better. It's just different kinds of different lifestyle. So in the farm, there's nobody else there, just you.
Yeah.
And the cows or the chickens, whatever you're herding. And it is such a beautiful life.
Yeah.
And it's such a still and quiet life. And my grandmother and my grandmother loved baking.
Yeah.
And so she passed that on to me. And cooking, of course, so, experimenting with food. So that was our language, and we'd sit still. Now it's the two of us in the kitchen, but we're baking, and it's quiet, except for the clickety-clanking of the dishes and the pans. So that stillness, was just kind of, ground into me from little. So being a farm girl, there's also a stubbornness that comes with this, and a determination that comes with it. And there's nobody to tell you you can't, because you don't have a choice but to do.
Then, where then did you conceive this idea of you occupying our screens permanently, bedazzling us with great talent, impersonating so perfectly various characters, so much that we believe that it's you?
I'm turning burgundy as I'm listening to you. I really, honestly, never thought that this could be a career. I just knew that I came alive when I got on stage. So when I get on stage, a part of me just takes over, and it is such a glorious feeling. And when I was about 4 years old, I watched a play by Gibson Kent.
Yeah.
And I say this with, pride and humility at the same time, because I was sitting in the front row because I was little, and on stage were these people that were communicating in a way that I've never seen anybody communicate. And keep in mind, I spent my days with my grandmother in the kitchen in silence. This was even more powerful. It had something in it that defied language. And so I'm watching this and I'm feeling this. And at the end of it, I said, I want to do that. I didn't think I want to be an actor, but I want to, that way of communicating from one soul to another. I want that.
You must tell us what was the name of the play, if you remember.
I don't remember. I think it could have been Sikalo or How Long.
Yeah.
One of those early ones.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I mean, it was 1970.
Yeah.
So it was a long time ago, but I don't remember which one it is.
Oh, sure. Speaking of plays, anyone that sticks out for you that you think, good work? There should be many, I know. But is there one or two where you're thinking, very good production, I love the storyline. Generally, it's one of my favorites.
I think it's about the impact more than the storyline. Because you, as an actor, you're not carrying the storyline, but you are hosting a character. So you're hosting this person that is living her life, or his life in your case. And sorry, I have to apologize. I'm just getting over a flu. So my voice comes in and out.
No, don't worry. And we're all going through that. I think change of season.
Yeah.
A bit croaky. Don't worry about it.
I am a bit croaky.
Sure.
So one of the, to get back to your question, one of the roles that, for some reason it hit me before, it hit me during, and then it hit me after, and it had a great significance in my life as well, and I'll tell you in a moment why. I played the character, the role of Harriet Tubman.
Really?
It was still very early in my career, so I was still a kid, so I didn't quite get the magnitude.
Yeah.
But it needed to be at the beginning of my career because of how young she was when she did what she did. And so,
slaves.
you know when they're saying youth is wasted on the young?
Retrospectively.
I'm like, damn, yeah. So for me, that role, I learned, in learning who she is and who she was, I had to learn her philosophy, her way of thinking, her way of moving, and her way of being, and creating her to represent her on stage. So all of that taught me a lot about, she freed slaves, for crying out loud, over and over and over again. And one of the my most favorite quotes about Harriet Tubman, she says, I freed 1,000 slaves. I would have freed more if they knew they were slaves.
That's so powerful. I mean, every time I hear that quotation,
I can see you mouthing the words as I'm saying it, because you know exactly.
I wanted you to say them because I was had you not, I was gonna bring it up. Because it's so profound in our lives that even as we are talking now, we may not know that we are slaves to certain things currently in our lives. But say more about that. Why does it touch you?
That's part of the reason why I do the work that I do at Saga. Because so many of us are slaves and we don't know. And so I go around educating actors on their slavery.
I'll be coming to that because I have to confess, I had wanted to play something, and
you wanted to play some of the music.
No, the music I'm gonna play, but
Okay.
there was a particular passage that I wanted to play to you, but I'd rather say it to you because I don't have it. And coming from Bongeni Ngemas, I think it's Township Fever, the story of Jasmine, and it's a very interesting play. When Jasmine says, right at the end of everything else, and he gets arrested for being an activist, for fighting during those difficult times, and he says, when I went to Johannesburg, I was a little boy. When I went to Kosatu House, I was a worker. And when I went to prison, I was an activist. And he's chronicling all those journeys and the evolution of his role in society based on the injustices that he had felt. And you came to mind when I realized that. I'm wondering, is it by accident or design that you were such a formidable activist for actors and actresses now? You'd rather be acting if things were all okay.
If all things being equal, I want to be on stage, or I want to be in front of the camera,
But
or
situation
behind a microphone this. I love
Isn't it the best?
radio.
Isn't it the best thing ever?
You know, Peladi invited me one day and said, "Why don't you just give it a try?" I'm like, yeah. I did this way back in college. I did this, and for some reason there's a part of me that's always going, so when are we going back to race? So when Peladi said come to 702, I'm like, yes. 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 It's just sorry, I'm answering 5 questions at the same time.
You're at home, feel free.
It's an exciting conversation. I think one of the okay, ask me a question again.
Okay. The evolution of...
Who are you when?
Yes.
That's why I think I need to go back. I was raised in a family of activists. I'm going to tell you that I was raised in a church that is, back then it was called Order of Ethiopia. It's called Ethiopia today. Well, my great-grandfather was one of the people that started that church. And the reason they started that church is because they were part of the Anglican Church, or one of the reasons. They were part of the Anglican Church, and the Anglican Church would not ordain black people in South Africa. So they said, well, you don't determine my worth, I do. Now, those people raised the people that raised me. So I came by this honestly. Now, my dad, when we, were little, I remember being 8 years old, I wrote a poem about this. I remember chanting in Ebaleni in the front of the house.
Yeah.
We want Steve. Nico is our hero. You could barely speak English. Oh my gosh, there you go. I write what I like. You've got the book. So this was my vocabulary from young. And I remember also the one thing that, I don't know, somebody gave me a Barbie doll with blonde hair, and he saw that and he said, no, my child.
Yeah.
No way, you're not going to do that. And he literally had us ripping it up and throwing pieces of it away so that we can never put it back together again. And he said, you're not going to grow up to look after white babies. So I'm not going to have you have that planted in your mind.
Yeah.
So can you imagine all those black kids that were playing with white dolls?
Yeah.
Cradling them and looking after them and singing them lullabies.
Yeah.
It came naturally then to go and work in the house of that white madam and cradle her baby, because you've been doing it since you were a child.
Powerful stuff. Listen, I'm being selfish. The listeners want to interact with you. And I'm loving the conversation so much. I'm loving the conversation. Please feel free to call in, send your voice notes to 072-702-1702. I shouldn't monopolize the discussion. You are most welcome to do so. Abel, I'm told we have one voice note. Let's go straight to it. That came through on 072-702-1702.
Hello, Thabo. Nambitha lona Palm Ridge ekuruleni. Wow, whenever I think of the greatness that you have in front of you, I always say some people were born great. Usis Nambitha, she is just greatness. If if we don't know what greatness looks like, that's greatness in front of you. I love you, Sis Nambitha. Thank you.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, you are greatness personified, and I suppose your humility is not going to allow you to absorb that with a certain air of arrogance. But to be honest, you are greatness personified. And when we think about greatness as far as what you do, you're one of the people who come to our minds, and this is testament to that. Do you want to say something to the lady?
Oh, Ntutu. I'm Desakaya. Oh, undithwaxile. Undithwaxile, ndiyabulela Nkosi kakhulu, amatolo ayabulela. It's a reality check from time to time to hear people and how people see you because of the environment that we work in. Once you start to think highly of yourself, there's somebody ready to, as they say, put you in your place, or what they believe should be your place. And that expression of I'll put you in your place is actually very inaccurate. It's put you where I think you should be, not where you belong, not where you believe yourself to be. But when somebody then kind of recognizes you, and it elevates and it rejuvenates the soul. So I appreciate it.
Fantastic stuff. Sis Nambitha Mpumlwana is my guest. She's an actress, public speaker. She's in the arts. She does this, that, and the other. And she has taken up a fight on her shoulders to raise the issues that are facing many of those in the entertainment spaces, especially actors, actresses who are not well paid, wherein the conditions are not conducive for them to express themselves adequately as they ought to. And she needs no introduction. Remember her role in Tsotsi? I was reminding about you. I was reminding you about it a little bit earlier on, right at the beginning, where in the film her character is hijacked and they take the baby and she's frustrated and she has to do this, that, and the other. And obviously on Generations and many other productions that we will get into in a short while. If you'd like to interact with Sis Nambitha, feel free to do so. You can send a text message to 072 702 1702. Alternatively, a voice note to that very same number, or call us directly on 011 883 0702. She knows the number off by heart.
Right.
It's almost past, and when we come back, I will venture to play one or two songs. I'm not famous for that because I enjoy this. I love this.
You are a talkist.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get into trouble with the producer. Why didn't you play music? We will come back with the music.
Gonna kill you.
She's going to slaughter me after this.
702. Let's walk the talk on 92.7 and 106 FM.
25 to 11. Thanks for joining us. Thabo Shole-Mashao in for Clement. We're together till 12, and this is the Hangout feature. My guest needs no introduction at all. Sis Nambitha Mpumlwana is in front of me here in studio. Feel free to send those messages through, and I will try to read some of them that have come through. 011 883 0702. 011 883 0702, and we'll go to some of your text messages and your voice notes. Let's go to voice notes first, Abel.
Hi, Thabo. Morning to the 702 listeners. I'm so happy. Thank you for bringing us to this Nambitha Bantu. Thank you so much. That is one of our most exceptional talents in this country, and I don't know if we appreciate it enough. You know, when I first saw Sis Nambitha, it was probably 97, because I remember I was a student. And being that young, having to come across such talent, and she was on stage with so many other superstars, but she stood out. The play was called Black Age. Yaipalo Babuslayelo Maredi from Alex. Bayamazi Babuslayelo Maredi. He was an exceptional writer himself and a director. So that play was amazing, and she stood out. I remembered her from that day forward. So when I started seeing her on shows like our Interrogation Room, and then she came to Generations and did all this type of thing, I just felt like, Yazin, I don't think the country appreciates this enough. She's amazing. I love her, and I'm glad that she still speaks so passionately about the stage as she does. We love you, sis.
Zesumntana wami. Yo, no, that role when Utsotsi, for me, she nailed it. Like you could feel when she was saying that. Plus, everybody there was still young, man. Eh? Like no, man. I cannot explain how that. When she said that, you could feel it. As in the Muntulo, uyalwa zisumntana wami. Nambitha, stay great, sis. It's when you realize we've got great actors and actresses in South Africa, we just don't appreciate them like we should. And you're one of those great actors and actresses that are out there. Ngiyabonga sis for your entertainment, for isipho sakho uNkulunkulu akuphe sona. Yeah, well, God bless you more.
Beautiful stuff. One more. This text message says, Nambitha Mpumlwana is just a pleasure to watch on stage. Her laughter is so contagious. She just plays her role so well, and we cannot get enough of her skills. She must keep well, and may the Lord continue to bless her. We love her and see all her efforts. I hope your headphones are on because we're going straight to a caller. Good morning. I don't want to reveal your name as yet, but good morning, ma'am. Lovely to have you with us. Welcome.
Good morning, Thabo.
Let's see if she can guess who this is. Let's see. She spoke about you a little bit earlier on, but how did the two of you meet? And clearly it became professional at some point as well.
Nambi, Mr. Magdal.
Yo, old eyes.
She's raking a brain.
Yeah, hi, Bo. So Thabo, she talked about, Piladi invited me and said, why don't you...
Piladi Gwangwa, former 702 station manager.
Old eyes.
So I want to tell the people. So they're talking about, the roles that you played on stage, on screen. But the reason why I invited Nambitha onto 702 at the time wasn't any of that. I had a conversation with her as one does in the industry, with different people. And, I was looking at her work and and then she talked about Diva Nexus and about, what is that, Diva Nexus? And she said, no, it's being a diva, being impactful. Actually being a diva is a positive thing. It's a way of life. And I listened and I was like, wow, young black girls need to hear that. Actually every young person needs to be affirmed in that space. And I wasn't surprised when then I later learned in life that she's playing this very role, behind the scenes, because she's always been about that, about impact, about positively impacting people, about inspiring, and about just engendering this positive mindset that we have about us as a people.
Any words to Sis Piladi?
This woman is one of the few people in my life who know how to shut me up.
Oh yes.
I'm sitting here and I immediately went into obedient mode. Because there's the boss and then there's the friend. Pili is a beautiful friend, and we've never had this conversation. You remember, I never asked you why you called me. I just said, okay, I'll come and do it. I literally just said, yep, okay.
Yeah.
When do you want me to do it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was listening to you talking about the detail, the angle of the camera, the length of the skirt, and I was like,
This is the person to have.
She calls and she says, what are you up to? I'm like, well, I'm in a coma right now, so I'm kind of relaxing.
Yeah.
She goes, what? I'm like, I'm in a coma.
Yeah.
Then I realized I had to explain to her that my character is in a coma.
Oh.
So that means I've got some free time.
It's like, how did you answer the phone if you're in a coma? I'm thinking the same thing too now.
it's that thing that
Yeah.
you are your character's
Sure.
life is
Yes.
parallel to yours.
Yeah.
So you might leave set, but if you're still shooting, then
Yeah.
the character lives parallel to you, and you guys live together.
Yes. Sis
Mokgotsi,
Pilati,
you are
thank
amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes, so keep on fighting the good fight, Nambi, and at some point we will win the battle.
Thank you so much,
Yes,
Pilati Gwangwa, former 702 station manager.
Yes.
And Mpumi is calling from Bloemfontein. Hey, Mpumi.
Hi, good day. I'm calling from Braamfontein, not Bloemfontein.
Braamfontein.
It's my eyes.
It's some kind of fontaine, sis.
Yeah,
Keep going.
it's my eyes. I have to own that one. My eyes threw you on the other province. Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, Nandipha, I love you so much. I've met her in person, but we didn't speak. I'm one person when I meet the celebrities. I kind of freeze and get shy. I will not jump into, get
We would have been
excited.
shy together.
So, yes, I noticed that about you. You are very withdrawn and shy in public. But I was so fascinated. I was invited to, I think the Gobot was one of the sisters. I'm not sure if it was
Yes.
Nonkululeko, somewhere
Yes.
in Sandton in the late 90s. They were opening one of their ministries.
Yes.
So we were there together. I was so fascinated, and I said to myself, this lady, she's got grace and dignity, and she's just fearless. And I wanted just to come close to this powerhouse of South African art, but I was shy, and I just wanted to hear your voice, because when we see you in TV, your voice is unique. The way you portray yourself and you act, and you are a real powerhouse, like a real pioneer. So I just wanted to sit next to you, just to hear you speak. Just to see you laugh.
I know what you're talking about. I've done that.
But I just wanted to say thank you so much for sharing your talent with the South Africans. Thank you so much for all the work that you have done. Generations Tsotsi, The Cry of Winnie Mandela, all of them. You have just been the best that South Africa has. And God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mpumi. It's 16 minutes to 11 o'clock, 011-883-0702. I do want to flood you with all these nice things because we don't have you here every day, and I dominated the discussion between 10 and 10:30. So let's take that voice note, Abel, on 072-702-1702 so that you can hear it from what South Africans say about you.
Morning, Tibos, and morning to Sis Nambitha there in the studio. But Tibos, I was actually watching Tsotsi, the movie recently. I watched it with my kids. And then while watching it, there's a scene where Sis Nambitha says, John Vuligate. And then I laughed because I then remembered that, probably the song John Vuligate Nasistoko was inspired by this line. Wow. I just want to say thank you to her for the entertainment that she's given us throughout the years, and may she continue to flourish in her career. We're always watching her. Thank you.
Anyone that you look up to, especially in your space, someone that you look up to and you reflect and you're saying, I don't want to be them, but they really do something for me. Their presence on stage does something.
Like an actor?
Actor, yes.
I no. It's not a person but it's different traits. So some of the people that I've met, that I've worked with, have taught me a lot. And be it a good experience or a bad experience or negative experience or positive, I'm always waiting to receive something from every encounter. So I've had some beautiful encounters. I'm not name dropping, I'm just telling a story.
Sure.
So I'm in Namibia and I'm shooting Beyond Borders. Yes. And as you know, at the beginning of the movie, I'm driving the truck with Angelina Jolie. One of the things that I learned, they brought me in 2 weeks, maybe, at least 2 weeks early to teach me how to drive a truck.
Oh, okay.
Before shooting began.
Yes.
And then once we started rehearsing, I had somebody who was training me on how to drive that truck. Because I'm going to be carrying number one in that truck, they needed to make sure that she's going to be safe. That's one. That's investing in the actor and investing in the character so that I don't think about changing gears. I just perform.
Yes.
That level of investment is unheard of within our borders because for some reason they think anybody can do anything.
Yeah.
Secondly, she's talking to me we're talking about kids, family and all of that. And she's telling me she's getting ready to receive her son.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I wish my son was here. And she says, my son is going to be joining us. Yeah. I'm like, joining us where? She says, here on set, we're just getting a tent ready for where they're going to be playing. And then she looks at me and says, where's your son?
Yeah.
That day I learned that if I want something, I ask for it. Look, I always say to my son, the worst thing that could happen to you is you end up exactly where you are. But that moment, even though I knew that, which I had been teaching to my child, when she said that to me, I realized this is a right. It's not a privilege. That my son needs to be with me.
Exactly.
He must be with me.
Yeah.
And if they can bring one from overseas, they definitely can bring one from Joburg.
Across the border. Just across the border.
So those things were, those were part of some things that I took home. Morgan Freeman taught me, I was shooting in Cape Town and I said, you know what, let's do your day off, and then I just want to take you out and let's go and do this, let's go and do that.
Yeah.
He said, oh, Nambitha, I'd really love to do that, but I can't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but you don't have time, what's going on? And then he became still, and then I knew he was about to say something that was personal to him. He says, there are a lot of things that I cannot do. And I said, okay, I'm listening. And he says, when I go out, I am experiencing things, but when people see me, it's an event.
Yeah.
I don't feel like being part of an event today.
Oh my goodness me.
I was like, that's why I love my house. He just put vocabulary to my feelings.
Yeah.
So,
amazing.
That's why I love being in my house.
Nambitha Mpumlwana is my guest, and we have been hanging out since 10 o'clock.
Should I say Butabo?
No, please, no. Hey, you really got me. You really got me because I'm always on a tirade about that. You got me. Okay, you win, Nambitha. You win. You win. Before you go, I have to bring this up. You're an activist in the space. And I must tell the listeners, you chose to forego your songs for this conversation.
And I love my music.
You love your music, but you chose to so that we can conclude some of the important parts. And we can't leave out your activism. You feel that actresses and actors are not well paid. You feel that the conditions are not okay. Take us into that world. What is it that you're fighting about that some of us as viewers do not get to see and know that these are your rights?
I think one of the things you just said now is I feel that actors are not paid well. That's not where it's at. You know, when in 2014 Generation 16 went on strike and we got fired en masse. Before they fired us, before we actually downed our tools, they kept saying, we'll give you more money, we'll give you more money. And we said, no, that's not what we want. Respect is really hard to come by in this industry. When you say, pay me 10 rand, but show me respect. Oh, they'd rather pay you 1,000 rand.
Oh my goodness me.
They would rather pay you 1,000, 100,000, but to actually show you respect and treat you like a human being, that's really hard. So little things. The industry is unregulated, and that's where it's at. So even if I'm earning that 100 rand for the week, I can budget. I can tell myself, okay, fine, Jonga Nambitha, for sweets, you've got 10 cents, and I can budget. I know that's how much, but I also know that I'm paying, 50 cents to my retirement savings plan. So my RSP is sorted. Should I drop dead on any given Sunday, my son continues to earn because I've got royalties all the time that I took away from him to go and shoot Abotsotsi and John Vuligate and Tontons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all of those beautiful, amazing projects that I was doing, playing the iconic Winnie Mandela, all of the time I spent away from him is money that is my retirement. And he can take that, and that builds generational wealth for our community.
What is the practice in other countries?
You know something, that's the part that really, irks. It just grinds my...
It's a family radio show.
I know, baby. I know. I'm busy editing. here. So what's one of the biggest things is that there are people that are opposing the Performance Protection Amendment Bill and the Copyright Amendment Bill, and those people are mostly overseas. Americans, when they come here, they get to take advantage of us. So again, I take you back to, remember we talked about me shooting the movie with Angelina Jolie, Noah Emmerich, Clive Owen. I was number 4 on that call sheet behind those 3 humongous names. Do you understand? And being like the hierarchy on the call sheet, those numbers are actually hierarchy, level of importance, all the
definitely the
trinkets that come with
significance.
it. Yes, and the privileges.
Yes.
When Beyond Borders plays anywhere in the world, Angelina Jolie makes money. Noah Emmerich makes money. Clive Owen makes money. Nambitha Mpumlwana gets applause. What's the difference between myself and the other 3? The difference is that I signed a South African contract.
Sure.
Those people come all the way from the United States of America, having lived through FIA, having lived through SAG-AFTRA, having lived through ACTRA in Canada, and equity all over the world. And they know how to treat actors because they've been forced, those countries allow actors to unionize. We in South Africa are not allowed by law to be able to bargain collectively. Do you understand?
That's terrible.
We cannot unionize. That's why SAGA is the South African Guild of Actors. We're not allowed to unionize by law.
That has
because
to change.
We are under the contract law. So all of those basic human rights, all of those basic things that are in the Labor Relations Act, by the time you sign that contract, you have signed away those rights to the extent that you can't even contest that contract you've just signed. So, yes, you're going to see me on screen. They're playing Tsotsi. Remember, I was telling you, they're playing Tsotsi since Presley Tonyega died. They're playing it because, it's topical. But can you imagine if he had the right to royalties? His children right now would be earning from his time away from them.
Sis Nambitha, I would want to take this for another hour. Sadly, I'm flat out of time. Thank you for coming through.
You don't look flat, baby.
Looks are deceiving. I'm out of time. I loved talking to you. Thank you for blessing us with your presence. It means the world to me. Keep shining.
Right on, baby.
Really appreciate it.
And to the divas out there, you just keep on keeping on.
Nambitha Mpumlwana, actress, public speaker, iconic South African.
Hanging out with Clement on 702. Let's walk the talk.